7 ways to end codependency in anxious and avoidant relationships. I'm looking off right now because I've got my laptop over here. This is the live Q&A portion after that video. I promised it, and here we are. I've got my laptop open, and I'm going to be going through the questions you guys left in the comments. And you guys upvoted those questions as well to make sure that they were the ones you wanted to hear. So this is the live Q&A from you, the audience. I'm going to go through here right now and see, let's see, filter. And here we go. I'm going to go through and find these questions. Top questions. Here we go. Say hi when you guys pop in. Good to see you guys. Hey, glad you guys are here. All right, questions. I'm going through here. You have questions. You're just saying how wonderful it is. I'm really glad. You guys need to go watch this video if you didn't, okay? Go watch it. 7 signs that 7 ways to end the codependency in toxic, anxious, and avoidant relationships. Here we go. For the live, would you explain more about boundaries? It seems like there's levels and escalations to pressure when boundaries are crossed. Yes. How can boundary violations and additional pressure consequences be communicated in a healthy way? Here's what you need to know, okay? You guys, I'm going to be very clear. You have 3 levels of needs in a relationship. Level 1 is to reduce points of pain. Your partner should not be causing pain in the relationship. If you are in pain from your partner or from the situation, you need to let them know, and we need to get out of that pain. So you have a need to not be in pain. Number 2, you have a need for this relationship to be sustainable. Level 2. So the things that are causing unsustainability, eating from you, taking from you, or the things that are failing to be delivered that would make it sustainable, emotional intimacy, that is a level 2 need. Level 3 needs are optimization. The relationship should be encouraging you, increasing you, helping you grow. The things you need to grow and the things that are holding you back from growing. Those are the needs at level 3. So all of these should align with your long-term goals and with your ethics and principles as a person. So if something is going wrong, you talk to your partner and say, hey, I want this relationship to be sustainable. I want it to be supportive for both of us. Here's a point where I'm in pain. We need to reduce this so that the relationship can continue because I can't be in pain. Or it's not sustainable for me to keep giving you physical intimacy but receive no emotional intimacy. Or this is in violation of my ethics. I can't do that, but I want to take care of you. What's another way we can take care of you that isn't violating that? Or I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do this because it violates this long-term goal for me. But is there a way we can take care of your need anyway, in a different way that's not violating that? This is how you talk about boundaries. Now, if they keep pushing and saying, I don't care, who cares if you're in pain? You're not really in pain, you're just whining. It's not unsustainable, you're just needy. I don't care about your ethics, you're just being rude or being a prude. Those goals are weird, like why do you care more about your goals than me? This is where you start pushing back very hard on the other person, because this is no longer a person who cares about you. They're viewing you as a means to get feelings. They're harvesting you for feelings, resources, whatever it might be. They are not relating to you as a person, human to human. They're relating to you as an object that is meant to give them a sense of feeling. Keep that in mind. That's the challenge, okay? You're negative, you're too anxious. There you go, exactly. So that's the layer of boundaries. I'm looking over here at my laptop at the questions you guys have. That's the questions. Those are the way you apply boundaries. And yes, they escalate. I'm sorry, this relationship is not sustainable to me like this. We've talked about this. For it to continue, here's what I'll need from you. Are you willing to do that? Because here's what I'll give to you. If you are, here's what I'll give in the relationship, but here's what I need for it to be sustainable. Okay, 3 levels of needs. So when you say push back, can you explain? Absolutely. So it looks like that and escalating. And then, hey, we have talked about this and this is not sustainable and I am still in pain and I'm seeing that you are not caring about that. That is a serious problem for me, and that's telling me we don't have a relationship. If you'd like to get back on track and have a relationship, this is what I need from you. But if you're choosing not to do this, you are choosing not to have a relationship with me. And you put the decision on their plate because they're the one acting this way. You are the one encouraging them to shift that pattern, but they're making a decision. So you put that decision back on them. If you do this, you are choosing not to have a relationship with me. I hope that's not the case, but if it is, understood, we will live by that decision. That's what a boundary is as you begin pushing back like that, okay? People won't like this. Some people won't like this. Manipulators, people with personality disorders, really manipulative, avoidant people, the really toxic, anxious people, really destructive, chaotic, disorganized people, they will hate this because you're not being a good object, giving them the joy and pleasure they want. Just because unhealthy people don't like your behavior doesn't make your behavior wrong. Keep that in mind, right? There's a saying that bad reviews from bad people are good reviews. And keep that in mind in this case, okay? Your boundaries will keep these people out. Now remember that boundaries encourage healthier people who love that you have boundaries, and they're very clear about them, and they have boundaries too, and you work on them together. The needs of reducing pain, staying sustainable, and helping you both grow and advance really resonates with them, and they're looking for that too, so they want someone who can say no and push back. Okay, so if you have someone who hates your boundaries, you have someone that doesn't want to have a relationship with you. They are looking at you as an object for pleasure. Very clear. And it's hard to convince someone to treat you like a human being when they don't want to. I don't know how to say that nicer. So there we go. Talk about boundaries. I'm looking for questions. Absolutely life-changing for me. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you go watch this video. Most of the comments are talking about how life-changing this was. So go watch the video. The thumbnail says end toxic codependence, which is good. I need to watch your sessions. Okay. How to break free from avoidance. I have a lot of information on that. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find the questions. You guys are so encouraging in the comments, and I love it. Thank you. Both of us has 6 out of 10 ACE scores. Brutal. That's painful. ACE is adverse childhood experience scores, by the way. You guys were just very encouraging in this day. This is awesome. I love it. When is the live session? Right now. Okay. Can secure people end up emotionally codependent in relationships with avoidance? I get this one a lot. I'm going to be very flatly honest with you guys. I get a lot of queries from women who say, I am 100% secure, totally secure. I am fully healed in every single way. And there's this man who treats me like absolute dirt, and I need to understand how to convince him to love me. Now, they maybe don't quite say it that way, but this is I get this actually quite often. It is exceedingly and excessively rare for a securely attached person to legitimately securely attached person to end up fully codependent in a relationship with an avoidant person. Because generally speaking, to be fully securely attached, you have securely attached people in your life, and they are very likely to call you out on that behavior. They're very likely to have a direct intervention. They're very direct about that. And you will sense that something is wildly off in this relationship, and it will feel abrasive. You're also not likely to have the intermittent reinforcement, that dopamine addiction that the anxious person gets from chasing the approval seeking. You're likely to have a high level of oxytocin bonding through family and friends instead of with this person. So I take it with a grain of salt for when people come in and say, Adam, I am the most secure person on the planet. Everything is wonderful. I am fully secure. Please help me figure out how to convince this man to love me. Like, not quite. That's not usually how that goes. In that regard, it's usually some very lingering anxious attachment tendencies. It can also be a lack of healthy, proper oxytocin bonding in family and friend relationships. Now, on the very rare, excessively rare, that every person is going to say, that's me, I'm the excessively rare one. It's totally real. On the excessively rare ones, it is usually an avoidant person who is so overwhelmingly manipulative. It's usually more like a personality disorder more than anything, more than just a pure attachment style. It is like cult leadership sort of mental conditioning to get them twisted around and confused, and they didn't know what was happening, and now they've been isolated from their family and friends. and they don't form true codependency. Codependency usually is I will buffer you from all the bad consequences of your choices, and I will be your enforcer on other people and make them comply with you too, all for the sake of the dopamine hits and the approval you give me. Please, please, please give me more attention. I can't live without you. And that's not something that a secure person almost ever falls into without extensive mental conditioning from like a personality disorder. So keep that in mind, you guys. I'm very skeptical when someone comes in and says that they are highly secure with a partner who's not, especially a more hurtful partner. But can they ever end up? Rare extreme occasions. Rare extreme occasions. I will say that, okay? Just to be Spider-Man far from healthy. Thank you. There we go. That's the joke I needed today. Would this cycle help with disorganized, fearful, avoidant, having both avoidant and anxious? Would this help? Yes. The same method I laid out in the video. Yes. It will help with fearful avoidant. Keep in mind with fearful avoidant, you usually need a trusted third party. Because both of you are going to spark off of each other so intensely. And when both of your limbic systems are activated, your amygdalas are activated, and your prefrontal cortex is gone at that point, the judgment center of the brain is turned off, and you're both there, you make really hasty, chaotic decisions that are long-term damaging. And if you can filter in a third party who's trusted, who can stay neutral and help you understand when you are being dysregulated, and you can start trusting them more than you trust your own self in that regard, that's where, yes, you can start doing some of that healing. I've done that with plenty of clients. Question: is it possible to have more than one attachment style working at a time? Yeah. I'm wondering if, I get this question a lot, actually, so it's not a bad question. I'm wondering if I'm in the midst of a change, seeing the old me, new me, confused, might be disorganized, avoidant, and I take a quiz, I come up secure. A lot of people know what they're supposed to say on quizzes or attachment assessments. They know what they're supposed to say. They take the quiz and they present themselves on their best day. They take their quiz and they put forth, well, if I answer this badly, I'll feel bad about myself. So the brain like pushes you into answering better. And then there are some people who know the answers and they say, well, this is what I would do in a hypothetical, but once they actually get there, they're so stressed out they don't do it. And then one more time, there are people who actually are doing securely attached behaviors, but it hasn't really had time to fully sink in for their nervous system. So they're still having feelings as if they are like disorganized attachment style. They have incredibly high anxiety spikes. And so they're saying, I'm still not fully secure. All of those can factor in to your attachment style on a quiz or on a test or something like that. So be aware of that. That can throw a wrench in the works. But yes, you can be both anxious and avoidant. Typically, one will take precedence at given moments, but the more agitated and stressed you become, you could actually be anxious and avoidant at the same moment and not know which one to listen to. And this can lead to sometimes called a dorsal vagal shutdown in your brain and in your vagus nerve as well. You can actually have the speech portion of your brain turn off, so you get like selective mutism during moments. There's so many factors that can go into this, but yes, you can definitely have more than one attachment thing going. This is why when you take my attachment assessment, if you are very close to secure, but you're not quite there, I have almost secure or nearly secure as one of the options you might hit. This is also why I reclassified secure in two different areas. One is secure, like you grew up with secure attachment, and one is remade secure. You have built secure attachment as you've gone. So how do we go from anxious to secure? You know, if you check my book on Amazon, it's called Slaying Your Fear by Adam Lane Smith. It's got someone chopping the head off a snake with a black background. Slaying Your Fear by Adam Lane Smith. It's on Amazon. It's got like 400 reviews. Go check it out. Slaying Your Fear lays out a very quick 100-page pathway to resolving anxious attachment and becoming more secure. And then from that book, you can go into the much deeper, fulfilling, in-depth, step-by-step process in the Attachment Bootcamp, my video course that shows you how to do that. And if you want direct one-on-one coaching, I have the Attachment Repair Program with me and my coaches where we help people as well. So all of those are there. I just subbed. Thank you. Glad to have you here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going through the questions still. How do I change a codependent relationship with my daughter? Ooh, in which my daughter is anxious, but she has an avoidant attachment style, and I'm anxiously attached, and I worry that without my support, my daughter will not be okay. This is complicated by the fact my daughter, who's 20, sometimes has seizures. Oof, this is a challenging one. I do run across this quite a bit. Very anxious moms who need to serve somebody, and then a child who has some kind of medical difficulty, like a legitimate one. It's not, guys. It's not always a fake one. I do run across the fake ones too, but like seizures and stuff like that, a little bit different as well. Usually they're 20 years old. Sitting down with them and having a bit of a reset on the relationship, where you both sit down and say, "Look, I want us to both be at peace." Not fully sure how to get there yet, but I want us to both be at peace. I want you to have freedom as well. And I don't want either one of us to be anxious anymore. And for us to get there, we're going to have to reach a place where we're both regulating ourselves, right? We are both regulating our own nervous systems and staying calm, but also we are taking care of each other at the same time. So why don't you share with me what that looks like ideally to you? What role would you like me to be playing in your life right now? And I'll talk to you about what role I'd like you to play in my life as well. And then let's see if we can get there. And if we can work on our own nervous systems and self-regulate, we also can take care of this and work on this together. So there we go. I've been watching for a year and I love your content. Do you have a brother? No biological brothers. No biological brothers. I have, what do they call it? Brother from another mother. I have a couple of those, dear friends, but no brothers. One sister who was a licensed therapist. She was a marriage and family therapist for some time. I think I've had her on this channel here before, way back in the day. Looking for more questions. Sorry, over here. If I go quiet, I'm looking for more questions over here. I think that's it. That's all the questions you guys asked in the comments. Most of the comments were just, "Oh my gosh, this has opened my eyes. Thank you so much." So good. I'm glad that's been helpful. And thank you guys for being reassuring. I love reading in the comments and seeing all of you in there. Questions here. Questions here. I've got another 5 minutes. Let me know what questions you guys have. And especially I prioritize the members here. You guys take care of me. You help me spread the word. So I prioritize you. So if you've got that green name and you're a member, drop a question below and we'll learn. What 3 principles from earlier? The 3 levels of needs was what we were talking about. The need to not be in pain, the need to have the relationship be sustainable, and the need to have a relationship that optimizes you or optimizes for your best life. Those are the 3 levels of needs that a person has. And like emotional intimacy can be all 3. You can be in pain from not having it. It's not sustainable without it, and having it optimizes you at the same time. So just keep that in mind. What if you state a boundary out of frustration? Apologize for the reaction, but still states a boundary, and they say no because of previous bad attitude. Well, they can't say no. If they say no, then they're saying, I don't want to have a relationship with you. A boundary is we can only have a relationship under these circumstances because it's not sustainable for me, or I'm in pain, or it's blocking my ability to grow. So that's what a boundary is drawn from. And again, it comes from your core ethics and it comes from your long-term goals. No, your core ethics are stupid. Your long-term goals are stupid. I don't care if you're in pain. I don't care if it's unsustainable. And I don't care if your growth is blocked. That's what somebody who says no is really saying to you. Not a relationship. How can I open a dialogue with my ex-avoidant when he moved to another state? That would be really, really difficult. You can shoot over a text that says, hey, I've gone, it's so tough. It's so tough. I guess I should actually ask, like, what's your goal? What is your goal of reconnecting with an ex who's moved to another state? Because that's going to be really challenging. How do we keep focus consistently on our work or study? Remember that your focus area is the front left side of your brain and your language center is the back left side of your brain. Now, as you become more agitated, the left side diminishes in functioning to fuel the emotional right side spike because the amygdala and the limbic system are going off, and it also turns off your prefrontal cortex. Makes it very, very hard to focus, read, write, articulate your needs, speak. So all of that, if you are hyper agitated, is going to diminish this. This is one reason we have the massive epidemic where they say every person on the planet has ADHD all of a sudden. Some people do, but the vast majority of them are misdiagnosed people with severe levels of anxiety. So working on the anxiety, massively important. Do you believe in God? Absolutely. You'll see tons of videos here on this channel about how attachment and religion interplay and how I believe it's crucial to have a religious faith. You're also going to see a lot of that on my podcast, the I Wish You Knew podcast. Recommend checking it out. I'm in a situationship with an avoidant person. Is it possible to move in a committed relationship with him? Very, very, very hard. Very tough. but doable. I do have a video here on this channel about why avoidant people prefer situationships and what to do about that. I recommend checking that out. Hidden in His Grace. Welcome to support the channel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Do you have a question here today to ask me? You get chat priority as well. I've got another 2-3 minutes and I got a jet. So let me know if you have a question. I'm going to make sure we take care of you. Type it out quick and I'll make sure we answer. How do you deal with a boyfriend whose mom is codependent on him? So this creates a scenario where the man is what we call monogamous to his mother, and he's allowing it. I actually recommend that you go read the book No More Mr. Nice Guy by my mentor, Dr. Robert Glover. He is the leading expert on anxious attachment in men. Okay, I recommend you go read No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover. That will show you a pathway through this. Okay, very important. Hidden in His Grace. I'm waiting to see if you have a question. I want to make sure I don't miss you. I want to make sure I take care of you. Steph, to keep him in my life because I care about him. We lived together 6 years. His dad got sick, but then he's completely disappeared. You could reach out and say, you're an important person in my life. I'd love to reconnect. When can we do that? Even if it's over a Zoom call. Very short, casual, friendly message, non-emotional. Don't send 8 paragraphs. A lot of people do. Send one quick little burst. Hey, you've been an important person in my life. Love to reconnect. When can we do that? Is a Zoom call good? Something like that can be effective. Edith, glad you're here. Thank you. My ex-husband wants to be friends, and I'm struggling with this because I want a real relationship, but he's not willing to work on repair. I think he's avoidant, not sure. He wants to be friends. You want a real relationship. He's not willing to work on the repair. He's avoidant. So it sounds like you guys are incompatible in what you want, and it sounds like you need to have a conversation about that and what the limitations are going to be. What does friends mean? Is it friends with benefits? Is he just wanting to have sex with you because he's lonely, but he doesn't want to actually work on a relationship and treat you like a person? That would be a serious question, a serious concern. Hidden in His Grace. Thank you. How do you handle situations where the anxious attachment, he dismissed your need for connection, you've learned to offer your body for that connection? Is that more trauma? That is a very, very, very common experience. Is if I love you enough, you will discover that you care about me and then reward me with love and connection. So what you're looking for is something called intermittent reinforcement. You're looking for, if I work hard enough, you will eventually give me what I'm looking for, and that's not the case. I recommend that you go here on this channel, actually to the video I'm talking about here today, the 7 ways to break free from codependency in an anxious and avoidant relationship. Highly recommend you start there and begin working on that because you can resolve that. But the answer really is to resolve your anxious attachment and then see where you're at. And then see if you want to have that conversation with him differently. It will start crushing your desire to make that trade. It will. Orange Blossom, thank you for the donation. What's the smartest way to issue an ultimatum to my avoidant husband in couples therapy tomorrow? I need change. It is everything we just talked about sharing the needs, about levels 1, 2, and 3. If you missed that, go back and watch the replay. It's all in there. 1, 2, 3, the needs, levels 1, 2, and 3, and then the principles and the long-term goals. Ultimatums should be based on principles, ethics, morals, and long-term goals. That's how they should be built. I want to build this life, and our current relationship is holding me back from it. I would love to explore it with you, but I can't get there as we are. I need you to make this shift if you'd like to join me in this life. Do you want to join me on this life toward that mission? Or I cannot violate my ethics anymore. I must live this way and reach that goal. Will you be joining me? That's it. That's the component. Not I demand you stop or else. This is what I'm doing. Are you joining me or not? That is the way you issue a proper ultimatum to somebody. Ultimatums are not bad when they're drawn from morals, ethics, and long-term goals. That's where they should be drawn from, not convenience. Ultimatums drawn from convenience or making you feel better about trauma are not proper ultimatums. That's the component. All right, guys, I got a jet. This has been great. Thank you so much for this 25 minutes together. I will be back next week, Tuesday, 11 a.m. U.S. Central Time. Great spending time with you. Sam Wilson, I see you. Glad you're here. Everybody else, thank you so much. You are so wonderful. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I'll be back, and I'll see you again.